I wanna be Batman, cause everybody really ain't
What's up,
shit to
everybody?
me.
This is mjaw here with mjaw Reviews, and I'm bringing you guys the ending, the most anticipated ending to a top 10 of anything. The top 10 hero countdown will be finished right after this, and I'm bringing you guys my number one, my hero, my champion, my victor, my everything, my absolute everything. I am bringing you guys my number one pick. This was not hard to choose. I knew who the hell it would be right off the top. I wanted to do this review forever, and yet, you know, I had to go throughout 10 through 2, but here it is, number one for all of you to see, love, whatever. Here it is. Yes, everybody, Batman. How could it not be Batman? I mean, come on. Seriously? Are you seriously kidding me? Batman is, of course, my number one pick. I love Batman. I'm not just saying that because, you know, I watched Batman, you know, whatever. But Batman, I grew up with Batman as a child. Now, if you grew up with Batman as a child, you can honestly know what I'm talking about. You can honestly just relate to how much I love Batman. When you grow up with Batman as an idol or as a hero or as just an iconic figure, it's just like, wow. I mean, there's no words to explain it. You can't explain it with human words for how much Batman rules. Batman, let's just get into him. I grew up with Batman as a kid. I mean, I had all the action figures. I had everything, the accessories, the clothes, the toys, the everything. I had the Batman tent. I had a Batman tent. It was a Batmobile as a tent. You know, I had to put all the spokes together, and it would form like a skeleton of the actual Batmobile, and then you just put the cloth over it, and it was the actual Batmobile. I mean, it had the steering wheel. It was fucking cool. It was like the coolest thing I have ever seen in my life, and I had that as a kid. I only remember it being put together once because my mom actually got mad about putting it together each time, and then she threw it out, but what are you gonna do? Parents, right? Batman is just my absolutely top hero of anything. I mean, oh my god, as a kid, as a child, I saw the Batman movie, with Joker, Jack Nicholson, Michael Keaton, Batman Returns, Michael Keaton, oh my god, Michelle Pfeiffer, Danny DeVito, Penguin, Catwoman. Michael Keaton as Batman was the best Batman of all time. I mean, he can distinguish between Bruce Wayne and Batman, put them together, and still distinguish between two of them as Batman and Bruce Wayne. I mean, his acting as Batman and Bruce Wayne, he was the best Bruce Wayne, I think, until the Batman Begins came out. But still, I have to leave it to Michael Keaton because he was just the man. I mean, oh my god, the Batman and Batman Returns movie, I think that's what turned me into an absolute Batman fan. I mean, just the way he fought, the things he stood for. He never kills anybody. He's just the man. He is just the absolute... Oh, well, except for the fact that, you know, the Joker died in Batman, but Jack Nicholson's Batman. Jack Nicholson's Joker in the Batman, he died, but it wasn't his fault. It was actually Joker's fault of falling off the building and dying, but whatever. Let's see here. I mean, even in elementary school, I grew up with Batman at the animated series, and the animated series was just such a loyal thing to Batman's character. I mean, it was not too cartoony, but it wasn't too adult. It was cartoon, but it was also in a sort of teen adult sort of way. It was just so weird. Like, I can watch it now and I'll be like, wow, I totally get this. It's not too childish. It's like, it was just so smart. The cartoon was just so smart, the way it was just portrayed. All the characters in it totally portrayed awesomely. Everyone in there portrayed awesome. I loved the cartoon. I grew up with it. I watched it every day after school. Then the Superman cartoon would come on, but if I was lucky enough, it would be that Superman-Batman collaboration cartoon where Batman and Superman were in the same cartoon together. That was just like the awesome thing, because it was like, oh my god, Batman again! And my favorite collaboration was when Bruce Wayne went missing and Superman had to dress up as Batman for a while, and Robin was teaching Superman how to be Batman, teaching him how to act when he's interrogating people and how to fight and what, you know, Batman does. It was just really cool. It was just a really cool episode. The Batman movies sort of really went down after that, with Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. God, I mean, seriously, fucking Val Kilmer and George Clooney. I mean, seriously, they couldn't even get within the same ballpark. I mean, with the same... They sucked. I mean, and that's what made me not want to see Batman Begins when it first came out. I never saw it in film, I mean in theaters. I never saw it until a year later, or a year and a half later, when I built up enough courage. I was like, you know what? I love Batman. I should just give this a chance. I saw it. I absolutely loved it. Christian Bale, as an actor of Bruce Wayne and Batman, totally portrayed Batman awesomely. He just portrayed him good. He's just a great actor. Dark Knight blew it away. Fucking awesome. Great movie, great film. Great. It was great. I'm totally looking forward for a third one. You never know. But, I absolutely love... I mean, there's nothing that I can say that can make you understand how much Batman has been in my life. I mean, not just because he's just like a fictional character, but when you're a Batman fan, it's totally different. Like, if you grew up with him, it's like the things that he stands for. Everything. I mean, Batman can overcome basically all the odds of that. He has no superpowers. I mean, he has no super skills, no, like, fastened ability. I mean, just uses his brain, his detective skills, his body alone, and his spirit. I don't know, I was going to say mind again, but I already said brain, so... Just his detective skills and his body alone, that's all he depends on, and it's just... Wow. I mean, his brain... I mean, for an example of how badass he is, read Nightfall, of how he is Batman, goes through a gauntlet of Arkham escapees, loses his mantle as the Bat, lets Azrael become Batman, relearns all of his skills again from Lady Shiva and how to become Batman again, and then fights Azrael at the end to become Batman once again. I mean, that is just a little thing of how badass he is. Just read that, Nightfall 1, 2, and 3. You will see how badass Batman is and how he can go through anything. Another example, Batman R.I.P. He fucking made an alter ego Batman of Zur-En-Arr, and was Zur-En-Arr Batman kicking ass. I mean, what the fuck, man? He is the man. I mean, just alone, he absolutely is the man. He sees Batmite. I mean, and to us, it's usually like, well, is he an alien or is he just his subconscious? You never really fucking know. It's just Batmite. But I think he's the fifth dimension or something like that. But he's just the man. Or Batman Death in the Family. Read that. See how he overcomes the fact that Joker becomes a prime minister of, you know, Iraq or whatever. I think Pakistan. I don't remember what it was. But he becomes prime minister in the United Nations. And, you know, he deals with the fact that the second Robin dies. I mean, or Hush. Read the Hush series. Yeah, his series. Whatever. The Hush series, 1 and 2. Read that. I mean, that'll show you how, you know, Hush fucks with his mind about Jason Todd and, you know, how, you know, this, that, and the other, and how, you know, Timothy Elliott died. I mean, it was just so much going on. So much. I mean, just so much stuff that Batman can overcome with mental, body, everything. Just his detective skills alone to solve a crime. It's just his laws. Everything about him. There's not much I can say. I cannot stress it enough how good Batman is. It was not hard for me to pick somebody to be my number one. It's obviously going to be Batman. Batman is always going to be my number one. Always. Forever and always. It's just his laws alone. His moral code of not killing anyone, getting to justice. Just his laws alone. You know, he protects his family, you know, the Robin and, you know, Alfred, and just everything about him. I mean, I would not read Batman comic books if they changed his morals. I would never read it again. If they changed Batman's morals and made him a psychopath like they did in Batman and Robin All-Stars, I would not read it. If that was going to be the Batman from now on, like that psychopath that was in there, I would never fucking read it. I mean, that pissed me off enough that I bought that and read it. I read it and I was so pissed off. With all that said, I'm going to show you guys my most prized possession of Batman. I'm going to show you it right now. This is my most expensive piece of Batman memorabilia. Yeah, basically. I saw this in the mall and I had to fucking buy it. I mean, this is the most I spent on any piece of clothing. I mean, this is my Batman jacket. This Batman jacket is my favorite piece of clothing I have ever owned in my life. I wear this thing. I mean, I got the Batman patch on the side. I mean, it's embroidered too. It's not like it's just like cheap cloth or paste on. It is embroidered into the. I mean, it is just awesome. It is just an awesome, awesome jacket. I mean, even the front, it's got the Joker on the front. Wait, let's see him. Joker's wild, and then his body connects when you paste it back up together with the buttons. I mean, it is just my favorite piece of clothing I have ever owned. But yes, Batman is my number one. There we go. My number one. So, with all that said, this has been MJAW Reviews, my number one in the top 10 hero countdown. Thanks for sticking around. I'll see you guys later with my other reviews.